Hey everybody, this is JJ coming in on I believe it's a Monday, and I have something I want to share with you. There's going to be an inner balance journeys 1, 2, 3, 4 that's coming up to help us be in perfect alignment with our inner balance. If that is something that you're interested in, this is some bonus information, just some tips and tricks to do before. The first inner balance journey, journey 1, is going to be asking questions about what are your balance disruptors. For instance, like take your journal out and really think about your inner balance and what affects that. Like what puts that at disharmony, what disrupts it. And once you've journaled that down, I am going to show you how to do a sand painting. Sand paintings go way, way back. It's a great tool for inner healing, big medicine. And what I'm going to show you today is I'm in Mammoth Lakes, California, so there is no sand currently here. It's snow, and I'm going to show how to do a sand painting. You don't need sand. You can use, leaves, anything out in nature. This all has to do with nature. And you can use sticks, you can use leaves, you can use dirt, you can use sand, snow, rocks, anything. Just the whole purpose of it is tapping into your inner wisdom and just being guided to being very mindful, being guided. Keep it simple. So what you do first is you think about what you want to work on, and now it's about the inner balance disruptors, right? So you've done your journaling, you have a few ideas of what disrupts your balance, and so you go outside, and with anything, with big healing, it's always nice to have a ceremony. So what I do is I come out and I just see where my heart wants to go with where it's going to be placed. And so I've decided where I'm going to place it, and I have a rattle. You can do it any way you want, to any gods that you want. And I just do a little prayer. For me, I go to the 4 directions, and I use a rattle. And I use my healing language, or my heart language, just to call in. I stand in each direction, until my heart feels satisfied and like a connection has been made. So I go around in the 4 directions, and then I go above and I go below. And then I just like to rattle myself off too, to just be like, okay, we're ready for ceremony. Get ready, get ready. And so I'll show you what I did. So first, you collect things in nature for your circle. And I've collected some wood pieces, and I'll just show you here. I made the outer circle with some wood. I sprinkled some sage in there, and then I found some objects around my house. It's nice if you go around and find things that are outside, but since it's winter time here with the snow, that would leave me with maybe some snow, some rocks, and some pine needles. So I just walked around my house because it felt right for me, and I found some items, and I took them outside, made my circle, opened the ceremony with my rattle. And with each item, like for instance, one thing, just to be vulnerable here, one thing that disrupts my inner balance is injustices. And so I have this rough ruby here, and just reminded me of, bloodshed for no reason, and the injustices. And so what I do is I think of the injustices that I'm being mindful of that disrupt my inner balance, and I breathe it in like that, breathing it in, breathing it out. And when your heart feels satisfied with that, you take your rock and you can place it anywhere in your circle. So I have all sorts of things that represent things that disrupt my inner balance. And I've already journaled about it. And I even have one of these little charcoal discs. Whew. And you light the charcoal disc, and I have some resin. There's some copal and some other earthly resins that I put on that for ceremony. I lit a little bit of sage. I'm gonna do a little bit more spirit work when this video is done. I have this, my dog loves this too, so that's why it looks a little rough. But I have this great tool that I can, I can help the smoke go over my my circle. And so what the purpose of this is to kind of sit with it for a little bit, blow those feelings into those items that you've chosen. And everything is just intuitive, very simple, but very powerful. And you can visit it throughout the day. I'm going to be out here with it for a little while because I have something that's lit. So I'm just going to be sitting outside and enjoying nature for a little bit. But go about your day and then come back out and see if any of those items want to be moved around. Maybe they want to be outside of the circle. And, after you visited it once or twice and just sat with it, just see if the feelings, maybe the volume is turned down a little bit on those things. And once you feel like the circle is, the sand painting, the circle is, has done its medicine, what you do is you can move them outside of the circle and leave it like that for a little while. But the end result is you're going to be putting everything back where it belongs. So the wood's going to go back in the forest. The sage is probably going to just blow away. That's something out in nature anyways. And the stones, the shells, the little statue I put in there, that's going to come back inside. So it's going to be, the area will be left undisturbed. And I'm really curious to see how this works for you. But this is a very good first tip on how to prepare for the first journey of inner balance. There was something else too. Just a quick reminder, when you're doing energy work and saying yes and giving permission for, to open up, to release, or to receive, always think about doing it in a ceremonious way. Like, for instance, buying yourself some flowers, lighting a candle, maybe taking a nice bath with, Epsom salt or something, just to prepare you for, you've given permission for some powerful medicine to come into your life. And some things that you can do to help that, as well as those tips, is just make sure that you are well hydrated, well fed, just well taken care of. Whatever it is you can do for yourself, for self-care. Listen to some beautiful music, whatever it is that makes your heart happy. This is a ceremony for you. So that's the sand painting for Journey 1. And we'll just see what comes up. I'm really happy if you've decided to give yourself permission to go on this little trip with me and Spirit. And we'll see you later.